Okay, we're going to take a quick look at software instruments in GarageBand this time. We're working still in the songwriter template that we opened up before. Over here on the right, I think the last time we were looking at some loops, so we've still got our loop browser open to the right. Why don't we come down to the bottom of the screen, in the bottom right corner where we have the eyeball and the letter I and the media browser here. Let's click on the letter I, which will take us to the info pane for the track that we have selected right now, which is this muted electric bass guitar. And if you look over here in the play area, you know, we've still got this guitar track up here, acoustic guitar track, and here's this original drum track. That is just an audio drum loop that came in with the template. So those are there, but there's nothing in the lane right here for this bass track. Now I actually have a keyboard hooked up, and I can play it through this, and you'll hear the sound. I'm hoping you can hear that all right. Anyway, so there's the bass. But if you don't have a keyboard, what you can do is you can go right to the very top of the screen where it says Window. Click on that, and you've got two options. There's one that says Keyboard. We'll look at that really quickly. This is like a standard keyboard here. You can press these keys to play it or whatever, but that's kind of neat, but not for our purposes. What we want, we'll click on Window and go to the musical typing option. The keyboard shortcut for that is Shift-Command-K. Now when we click that, this is the keyboard that we get. And what this does is it turns our computer keyboard into a musical keyboard in a sense. So you'll see that here the A key on the computer keyboard is associated with a C on a piano. So I'm going to press the A right now, and you can hear that. And then of course the S is like a D, and E, F, G. It goes on up. And you've also got interesting things here. There's pitch bend, there's modulation, so you can take it up an octave if you need to, or down an octave. There's some velocity controls and sustain, so you can always play along using this keyboard with your stuff if you don't have an actual musical keyboard hooked up to your computer. But I would recommend getting one eventually, absolutely. So what we're going to do here is we're going to record a little simple bass kind of line here. We've got the electric bass track is selected, and we've got the red record button it's red, so it's engaged and ready for us to record on this track. So as soon as I click the record button down at the bottom of the screen, we're going to start recording. Actually, you know what I'm going to do too is I'm going to go back up to the top of the screen and click on Control and make sure that I've got metronome is good to have checked, but mostly count in. That's going to give us 4 beats before it actually starts recording. So that kind of gives us a count in basically. And now I'm going to click the record button, and we'll see what happens. And I clicked the record button again to just stop it from recording. It kept playing that way. You can also press your space key on your computer, and that will stop it. But now look what's happened. We've got some music right here. We've got these MIDI notes that I played there along with the thing, with the song. So since this is selected and it's green, we can come down to the bottom of the screen here. Actually, why don't we listen back to this real quickly? Okay, very simple, an unimpressive bass line, but you get the idea. But we'll click in the bottom left corner of the screen now. There's something that looks like some scissors with like an audio file, WAV file behind it. If we click on that, this will open up our MIDI grid, and since we have our muted electric bass selected, we should be able to hear our notes. These are the notes that we played. You see how the playhead scrolls across. We can click these, and if we wanted to move this one up, we can do that. We can also, over to the left, we can change some pitch and velocity, different kinds of things. We can align it to a grid via, a half note or a quarter note if our timing's off, or any, 16th note or whatever you might want there. So you can get in here and do your editing of your part. You can also, let's say we didn't want this muted electric bass. We've got it selected. We come back over here to the right where we have our information pane, and we've got bass selected. there's a lot of different basses here that we can choose from. Let's look at what's this Latin baby bass? I'm just going to double click on that. Let's see what that sounds like if we play it. Let's solo it. This is kind of odd. Yeah, see? So you can change it to any number of things. And right here we can look at the different effects in the edit pane from that. Here's where we chose Latin baby bass, and we click edit here. We can look at different effects and change it and modify it there as much as we want. Now, what if we wanted to create a new software instrument track? I'm going to show you that really quickly. We go to the top of, at the menu bar across the top of the screen where it says track, and we come down to where it says new track. The keyboard shortcut is Option Command N. But we just click on that and it says, what kind do you want to make? Well, in this case, software instrument. So we'll say create. And it will create, I guess it defaults to the grand piano. But like we did a minute ago with the bass, we can come over here to the right and change that to a bass or a guitar. Let's make it big electric lead. See, so any number of things there. And again, you can adjust the effects for it and everything right there. So that's a quick look at software instruments in GarageBand. Stay tuned. We'll have some more for you soon. Thanks.